Right, thank you everybody. Let's make a start. And for once, I can't see that we'll have any apologies.
We're all here.
Declarations of interest. I take it we've got no planning still in, because it's not on here anyway. Anything else? Anybody got any interest in anything else? I might, I mean, you might, playing field grants. Well, we should
come chasing you for two.
we should
We know where you live.
we should still mention an interest in it from Richard and myself. Minutes of the meeting held on the 29th of September.
Yeah,
Comments?
I do apologise.
What for?
Because there is something missing. But I can bring it up again in my members' report. You remember we discussed this 20 mile an hour, putting the 20 and on the road.
We did.
And we agreed to write to Devon County Council to do it.
We did.
It's all right. It's my fault. I should have read the minutes.
Well, I'll add the bit in that will tidy that up a little bit, in that I went to the conference and I went to the bit where they did the speeding. And apart from about £3.50, they haven't got any money. So they're not doing anything. What they did suggest is that we join the speed awareness group.
We did say, though, that if they didn't have any money, we'd pay for it ourselves.
Yeah. Well, we can approach them and see what result we can get.
I'll bring it up, put it under my reports, look, because I don't want to mess around with the minutes, Joe.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, George.
I wasn't here at the last meeting. I was away, which I apologize. You may comment on some of these if you have any other in mind. I just mentioned there's 731 that said that someone been doing work in the playing field, put in a new footpath in. Well, I was just doing it to join up the playing field.
Yeah.
Don't
worry, but I want to bring that up later on for a different reason.
The way it's reading there to me means that I'm a bad person doing English.
Not at all. Not at all.
Secondly, you got progress report defibrillator B.
Yeah.
Where all of it now we want to finish the groundworks and electrician, the wire and the cabinet. Where is that going? I know where, right there. Oh.
Just along from the chapel.
On the chapel.
It's the cottages next to the chapel, isn't it?
I don't know.
But on the cottage.
Yeah.
There's not one on that chapel is closed down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So
it's on the west, on their chapel wall, on their wall.
So that's still going to be allowed for, is it?
No, it's in Thingy West is that.
Yeah, theirs is then. There's another one between the chapel and the.
Yeah.
But the
It's
Silkwood, it used to be called. I don't know what it is now.
So
Ian.
with the chapel, what I'm calling it, with chapel closing, it's not going to affect.
No, because
it'll be on.
not on the chapel wall.
It'll be on private property.
Yeah, other thing I want to call that. Sorry, 736, quotation of grass cutting the playing field. Submitted quotation for cuts. Is that per hour or for the cut? Mike Baker, the contractor, cuts grass plays, submitted quotation cover cuts for the next 2 years. Is that per hour or for the cut?
It's for the year. It's in the year based on 15 cuts a year.
It's based on 15 cuts a year.
It's
no matter what.
No, it's based on 15 cuts a year. So if for any reason you need to do 18, you probably can't charge him. If it was
Fine. So he submits.
14 or 16, I'm sure it's okay.
So we don't know whether he's done 15 cuts a year or not. Okay.
That's actually on the agenda, George, still.
Sorry?
That's on the agenda.
What, for tonight?
Yeah.
Sorry. And then there's just
So I'll take it all off the agenda.
Yeah, fine. And then it was said, on travel report, I just wanted to clarify, it's not me, it's a bad dog. Was it me who resulted in the road becoming very slippery? I thought I had done everything, but was it me, or was I apologise?
No, I wasn't you. No. Nothing to do with you, George.
What it says here,
No, I don't.
not been addressed by the farmer,
Yeah, but it wasn't you.
wasn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hinted at being you either. But if we want to put your name to it, we can.
Unless you keep a great load of cows.
Yeah.
Well, that's next plan. Yeah. On the parish gardener on 7468, parish gardener, do we get time sheets, or is that just a job lot for whatever he does and chucks it in on 15? Parish gardener, £107.45 plus that.
Parish garden.
Yeah.
She submits receipts for any purchases.
Sorry, decimal flat, sorry.
She submits receipts for any purchases.
Right.
So the bulk of that is purchases from.
Fine, okay, thank you. I apologise.
She lets us know how many hours she's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be done on trust.
Yeah, fine, it's fine. I just wanted to know.
It's flexible, but it's kept an eye on.
So I just wanted to know what it was. Thank you.
Last year we had a budget of, I think it was 600, and she didn't spend all of that, so she didn't claim.
Well, she needs,
She
I was just
didn't
interested.
claim all of the hours that
So she needs, I just wanted to interested on. Thank you, goodbye, Mr. Chair, thank you very much.
Okay, anybody else? Any? Right, happy to. Deal with the minutes. Okay, public participation. Nothing this week? Okay. Clerk's report, correspondence.
Yeah, we had 45 items of correspondence, 3 of which were by mail, the rest are emails. There's a few to highlight today. Torres District Council, I forwarded this to everybody, that there is a fire service budget survey, and we need to do that by the end of the
End of the month, yeah.
and that's to do with budgets for next year, obviously. A lot of it is usual sort of events and things like that. Now, I've filtered quite a lot. You might tell me I've filtered too much and you wanted to see more of this. If you do, I can send everything to you. But I did go through everything and just forwarded what I thought was sort of relevant.
If it's only relevant to the parish, that's all it needs, really. There's loads of dross. Pat used to filter out the dross, and we can't do anything about that. We can't read everything.
I got to know what dross was.
Yeah.
So Jojo.
Oh, yeah, well, it'll take her a day or two to find out, but I'm not supposing we'll miss very much.
Well, as I say, I've not sent an awful lot to you of this because some of it was just so far removed from anything that would be relevant to us.
See, most of that. So this isn't a list of what you sent to them.
This is a list of all correspondence that I've
Oh,
done.
right, okay.
What you will find is,
No, when I filter dross, I don't tell anybody.
Okay. Right, well, ignore the screen then.
It's really interesting, but it is at a level that's not really relevant to
No.
this parish.
what you'll also,
I would sort of take a look at it and say,
what,
yeah, interesting, but
Okay, fine.
what you'll also find that you get stuff with the dates are already gone.
Yes, yeah, there's plenty of that. So anyway, so that's everything I've done in the last couple of, or it's come across in the last fortnight or so since the last meeting. So the ones that I do need to highlight to you, one of our allotment tenants is given notice that they'll be given an allotment. We do have a waiting list, so we have a new tenant to slot in. They're tidying up at the moment, and they should be ready to hand over at the end of the month.
Is that a full allotment?
Sorry?
That's a full allotment, is it?
It's one of the half ones. It's plot 7A.
All right.
Okay. But as I say, we have a new community grants team, we just got a reminder for end of project report because our fitness equipment has been fitted. So that will be going shortly. This item's on the agenda anyway, but it was the street name proposal, which we'll get to later. British Legion, the Remembrance Wreath has been ordered. We've paid £50 in previous years, so I presume you're happy for me to just raise that for next month.
Do you want a firm yes on that? Because you ought to have that. Yes, everybody happy with that?
I think that was what was in the budget anyway.
Yeah, but I'd just like a confirmation of that we're all happy.
Alison Holmes, we did have an apology from Alison Holmes, sorry I should mention that, but that was via the Rebel Fish, they're not available. They have reiterated that they are happy to offer a donation towards the fireworks event. They haven't stipulated an amount, so if we want to accept it, then suggest we give them an amount and the reason why we're asking for it. And they have also suggested an on-site meeting when they actually open their sales office at the end of the month.
Yeah.
They've got an open day, haven't they?
So, you know, if you want to do that, we just need to schedule a meeting
But
and let them know
Something.
when
But,
they can-
Chair, but we need someone to contact on a daily basis.
Sorry?
We need someone to contact on a daily basis.
Well, there is man in the site office doing that.
What do we need to well, if you want to do it through me, I can get in touch with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things that we need to know is the social housing on that site. We'd like to know who they're using as a housing association.
Well, we better put that under the housing development bit that's coming shortly. The only thing that I've got with Alison Holmes that I was going to bring up under members was road traffic.
Yeah, I've got that, Chair, as well.
Having gone to see my doctor this morning, come back at 9:30, I met 4 lorries between a Crossway and Buckland, so, using Glen.
But is it that, I've met them and nearly got run his edge by one up at Moorhead Cross. And there's a definite sign as you come off the roundabout from Abbotsham roundabout and definitely down the bottom of Hooper's Water. It says not suitable for HGV vehicles. And these things are just tearing up and down those 2 roads, and the developer needs to be told it's not acceptable.
Have they either replaced or put back that HGV sign at the top of that road at Abbotsham Cross?
Well,
I noticed a couple of months ago now, it had been knocked over
Oh, right.
by an HGV.
I don't think it makes any difference, Pat, to be quite honest.
But that road should not be used by, anyway, there's a sign down the bottom, definitely, and it should be not be used by HGV vehicles.
I spoke to my son tonight and I said, why are they using the Glen? And he said, because he works for a company out of South Molton that drains stone all the time. And he said, they're taking it out of a quarry in Plymouth. And the quickest way from Plymouth to Buckland is the Holsworthy Road and into here. And that's why they're using the Glen.
I left my house at about 8:30 this morning, and I had to give way to 2 Hooper quarries going out of the village that way, obviously down towards the lake.
Yeah.
Using it a lot.
But that's, all we can do is write to the Alison Holmes and Pierce's again and just warn them about the use of narrow roads.
Well, those 2 roads in particular, if they came up from Hooper's Water that way, nobody's going to moan about that at all.
Well, I can see why they're not,
Oh, yeah.
because they don't want to go all the way into Bideford or into Landcross and back.
Well,
But that's the reason they're doing Glen, is because they're running into Plymouth.
yeah.
Yeah.
They have knocked the piece off the bridge again.
Yeah, they are, yeah. Bridges gone.
Well, somebody did. I don't know who did that, but
It is damaged.
I'm not going to
So
mention.
rather than have a cuddly little chat you know, on their site, we ought to be talking to someone who.
Well, I think we need a letter to them.
That's fine, yeah, I've got their contact details now, not a person yet, but
And I would copy in Devon Highways.
And our county councillor.
And yeah, and the county councillor as well, if you like.
Yeah, we might see it.
But with
Who is it? Yeah.
the reason I think it wants mentioning now, I did allude to it in the last meeting. Leon tells me, as of yesterday, he thinks he's sold his site. So there'll be even more lorries coming in and out.
They stick the main road out, shouldn't you?
Well, I don't argue with that, George, at all. But they're not.
Through the chair, you need to write the CEO of, what do you call it? Teachers having, Alison Holmes, just you write the CEO.
And we also, like I said, also need to know what housing associations they need. I mean,
Well, can we come back to that with the housing development bit?
okay.
what do you want to do about the donation to the fireworks? Do you want to come back to that as well?
I haven't got a problem with a donation from the fireworks, if that's what they want to do, but you know how much...
How much
Do you know-
have we spent so far, Pat? Because we got a grant, didn't we?
I've only spent just over £300 on fireworks, and it's going to give us about, it says between 5 and 10 minutes worth of fireworks.
Right.
I think we could probably double that. I wouldn't want it to be any longer than that. I suggest you ask them for 500 quid and see what they say.
Yeah, yeah.
Because 500 quid's no skin off their nose.
No, it's not. But it might be after the interest rates are going up.
You're happy with that?
I'll be happy. That's not a problem at all. It's a nice round figure, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah.
Be like, right.
It's not a
Thousands a bit nicer, but
£500 a
yeah. I like my round figures to be in tens of thousands, but we won't go into that. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for the deep diversion from that.
And the other thing then is the meeting, the on-site meeting. How many people would you like to attend? Who would like to attend?
Oh, not too many. We need to have a list of what we want and what we don't want, and just have a couple, 2, 3, 4.
It's a bit upset when they
We don't want. I don't think.
So I'll take that offline with you about availability.
Pick a date.
Sorry, on-site meeting at town.
It's that's just a publicity thing, as far as they're concerned, to tell us, for them to tell us how good they are.
Yeah, tell us how wonderful they are and
Yeah.
what a great company they are.
Yeah. That's about it.
You should be very happy with them.
Every route in their HGV.
The only other thing then for correspondence rather than just to highlight is we did have a letter of thanks from the South West Heritage Trust, which is the North Devon Records Office.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
So that's it. Do you want me to go on with the other bits and pieces?
Yes, please.
Things, right. The defibrillator for Thornhill Head, obviously we've mentioned the sand is being delivered, so there's some groundworks that need to be done. I don't know if there's anything else to be added to that.
No, that's all I know that they've had some of the work done. The gully's been cut, and I do know that Mark is waiting for the electrician to go with the cabling so that
They can bury the cable.
get it buried. As long as you can provide the cabling, they'll do that, and then the electrician can come on and actually connect it.
Yeah. Okay.
One thing
I think it's imminent. I think it'll be done within the next couple of weeks.
One thing that'll have to happen, I suppose, is it for its position to be registered with
Yes.
Yeah. Ambulance.
ambulance, yeah, and also that one, because it'll be a different postcode.
Okay.
Okay, the fitness equipment is installed minus a couple of bolts.
Yeah, it's nice and box, yes. Yeah, they, typical contractors, they did it in 2 bits, so they installed all the equipment, and then another set of guys came along to do the wet core. The wet core guys were meant to
Yeah. Put the covers on. Yeah. which is the wrong one.
due back to me. I told the coordinator when I used that word, because he hadn't coordinated anything yet, that I had a tool, and they came along, and they didn't ask for the tool, I didn't know what they were doing.
No, but it wouldn't have done the
So
job.
they've disappeared now,
It wouldn't have done the job anyway.
probably, oh right.
It's
But
a,
they're 4 hours away and reluctant to send somebody back to them.
I'll go down and do it. I've actually picked up some hexagon, metric hexagon is what it is, and not a torque, which is in the back of the, yeah, they're in the back of the car at the moment.
I wasn't very happy for us to do it, because I felt that they ought to finish the job.
I would have done it the other day, but I was a bit concerned about whether the wet pool was dry enough.
The wet ball should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, within 24 hours it will be.
Yeah, well, if it's dry tomorrow, I'll pop down and do it.
Is the fencing, the plastic fencing stuff still up?
Yep. Yeah, I'll have to pick that away.
Yeah. Well, as soon as you put the caps on, then we can take the fencing.
Yeah.
Just let people start.
Yeah, well, I left it up when I looked yesterday, day before.
You were keen to have a opening, and you suggested.
Joe's had an idea about a ceremony, as it were, an opening ceremony, to actually merge it in with the fireworks night.
Mm.
Because there will be plenty of people there.
Oh, yeah.
We can make an early start on the school. I'd like to get Nikki involved, because she's the one who's organising all these fitness courses in the village. And I think it would be good for her to be able to run some courses using the outdoor equipment.
It's a good
I
idea.
haven't spoken to her really.
Yeah, I warned her that it might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be happy for me to ask Nikki to
Yeah.
come up and
I would.
do the opening ceremony?
Yeah, fine.
Get her face around
Yeah.
people.
We've got to do the, we've,
We need to finish the
yeah,
track.
we've got to do the path. What I've suggested is, I was,
Shh, you knew that. Shut up, Julie.
That's the next project.
I had a word with Trevor because we've got to do the path. Yeah.
Sorry?
We've got to do the path from the tarmac path that goes around the field to the equipment.
Was this still part of it?
Yeah. To the equipment. And I've estimated it, and I think it will take about 5 bags, 20-kilo bags of tarmac, because you can get wet, cold, poor tarmac these days. And with a rake can just level it out and thump it down, and we can, between us, we'll relay that path, and that will be done. But we want to do that before the opening ceremony. Yeah, we will try that.
Yeah, you don't want too many people running over. They've
No,
compacted the stone, otherwise that will
Yeah,
all
it'll
be
come
loose. And
So we need a bit.
Keep the whole thing
That's why I've left that.
behind the fence until you've done
I've left the fence there purposely until we can get that done because it discourages. We'll try and do it as soon as the weather improves a bit.
There is a bit of triangular turf that will need to be.
Yeah, there is. Well, yeah. I was thinking we'll go up Tamar Trade in and get some tarmac. All right.
Okay, the litterings for the amenity field, as soon as all the installations complete, those can be, or we can decide whether we're going to sign goes on the field and they can go there. And the only other thing I've got is the fireworks event, and everything's in hand. Posters have gone out, everything's publicised everywhere. I've suggested starting from 6 so that we can do a bit of a
Yeah.
an opening, grand opening for the equipment, and then
Yeah,
food
because
bar and everything.
Nikki will be reluctant to come out after, sort of just after 6. What was on Friday? So a bit busy night there.
Okay.
Well, I mean, she can't make it, we can sort out the training session for her, can't we?
Yeah, it was nice for her to go.
So the bar's going to be set up in the hall, the hog roast is obviously coming in, and we'll have all their own equipment and what have you. So fireworks can go, set off between sort of 7 and 7:30. It shouldn't be dark then, and it's not too late then for young families.
they've already started putting things on Facebook.
There's been a
It's
backlash,
all
hasn't
on
there?
Facebook, and I think they put a note about pets, you know, being
Then getting a bit hot under the collar.
What about?
Oh,
Scaring animals.
Oh,
Quite a conversation's going on.
oh,
okay.
I was going to make one comment
Go on,
about
man.
that. The bar
Yep.
is, where do the proceeds from the bar go? Have we made a decision?
I thought we had.
I thought apparently the village hall made the proceeds from the
Yeah.
bar.
If a village hall's running the bar, then the money goes there.
I wondered if it went to the Jubilee, to the coronation
No,
fund.
no, it won't be enough to worry us, Trevor.
Right.
Put it in the village hall. The village hall's going to expand. Let them use it as an event and put the money in there. It's not worth the fight.
If they're doing it, that makes sense.
Yeah, if they're putting the labour to it, then they deserve to take the money. I haven't got any problem with that. Right, okay. We left Operation London Bridge because you weren't here last time, and we thought we just wanted to check with you, as we've now got the date for the coronation announced.
We missed the litter bins as well.
Sorry?
Litter bins?
No, Joe just mentioned litter bins.
Oh, I'm going down.
So,
I know.
comments from you on how it went?
I think we covered everything that needed to be covered. We knew about Operation London Bridge before the event, but we hadn't actually talked about it.
No.
It was kind of one of those things that we knew we were going to have to do sometime. We should have done it earlier. But in the event, we were prepared. We knew what we had to do. A good rapport with the church, so we managed to get the donors book going and what have you very quickly. So I don't think we did anything wrong. We did everything in accordance with the way it was meant to be done. The one thing that took me by surprise was that the whole 10 days of the morning didn't count any of our statutory days. And it just so happened that we had a meeting booked in that period. So therefore we wouldn't have been able to advertise the next meeting until after the 10 days had finished, which is why we then had to defer the meeting so long. That's the only thing that surprised me.
Yeah, I mean,
Other than that, I think we did everything. We did a nice little ceremony for the proclamation. We've got some nice stuff on the web page. There's nothing that's on Facebook, so I think we did it okay, as long as everybody else is happy.
Yeah.
We know there was a coronation coming up on the 6th of May now, so we can be a bit more prepared for that. I don't know what's going to happen though on the 6th of May. Is it going to be a public holiday?
don't know. It's a Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would suggest that we actually, as a precaution, put the village hall.
Well,
Right. For what?
Well, I don't know, but my guess is the ceremony is only going to last an hour, so we understand.
Yeah, I think that's a debate as well, isn't it?
Eh?
That's a debate as well.
Well, no, but I think
Is-
it's clearly not going to last.
Charles is going to slim it all down, that's for
We went through
certain.
1953.
Right. Okay. So it's not going to be on all day.
Yeah.
No, not at all. He's already said that.
So my guess is that they'll want to do something rather than want to do something on the day afterwards.
Well, we can wait. We've got a bit of time.
But I would suggest we all need to put the hall.
Do we think that we're going to have street parties and that kind of thing?
Don't know.
Is he dumbing down so much that he doesn't want
We don't know. We don't know. He's not gone into the details yet.
Well, we didn't have a street party for the Jubilee this time because we haven't got, there's no facilities here really to support that. And that's why we had it around the village hall, which I thought was very successful. So my guess is if we do anything on May the 6th, we'll do exactly the same as we did that day. Yeah.
Would you want to do the Saturday then, or would you rather do the Sunday or something?
Well, I just think we need to get in because somebody might book the village hall and we're stuck with that.
Well, we were thinking
I'll
from
put
a,
Saturday and the Sunday now.
Yeah, we can book for Saturday and Sunday, yeah.
We can do a provisional booking, can't we?
Yeah.
It's so far
we were
ahead.
thinking from the village, from the playing field position of maybe doing something like we did for the Jubilee in the evening. We haven't talked about it yet, other than thinking it might be a good idea. But we obviously don't want to arrange something if you've got something else on, or if there's something else going on.
Or we can do the night before.
Well,
Just put a provisional booking in.
I
Put
would-
it on the agenda for next month,
I-
next meeting, 'cause we should know by then.
I would say that we need one or two of the organisations to get together and have a discussion
Yes, I think that would be sensible.
and thrash out who wants to do what. I don't care who wants to do it, as long as we don't end up with a conflict.
Well, there was a whole committee, wasn't there, a separate committee last time, so
Yeah, but
I'm sure the same thing will probably happen.
I mean, there's nothing to stop us booking this for a coronation meeting and inviting everybody to come and have a chinwag and a cup of tea.
Sounds like
The
a good
ideal
idea.
venue is down at that end, isn't it? Because you've got facilities, the toilets and
Yeah.
everything. It's just whether you want it there.
Well, as Trevor pointed out to me, we do have somebody that rents portable toilets in the village now,
I know.
so that can be accommodated. So that doesn't really matter. It's just a question of who wants to do what.
As a precaution, we just ought to,
Well,
as Joe says, for
I agree.
Yeah.
I think we need to sort of talk about it now. I mean, what we don't want is it handed over to us with 5 or 6 weeks to go like last time.
Well,
I'd rather
okay.
have it-
I think that was the problem with upset one or two people. If we say there's a meeting to discuss, then they don't turn up.
Well, that's up to them. I can't force people through the door. All we can do is book this establishment. I don't know. Do you want to do it before Christmas? Good idea, I would think.
Well, I should think we'll have a much more information before Christmas, shall we?
I would have thought so.
Well, once we've got the information, shall I try and coordinate a meeting with people from the various groups, you know, like we're involved.
You've got the secretary. Well, you know the secretaries anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, just give them a shout and get a meeting together here.
Nudge people to start
Yeah.
the ball rolling. Okay.
Yeah, get in early and people got time to get organised. I mean, Pat had a job to book the hog roast because it was,
I was lucky with the hot box, but I booked it.
yeah. But I mean, you know, you've got to do these things so far in advance these days. No. Okay.
And we'll practice our bell ringing.
Oh,
The other bit,
Frank scared the natives.
the other bit that I did mention last time was, do you want a flagpole?
Yeah, well, I keep getting asked about that.
Okay, well, what I have thought about is, I mean, I can make it or I can get Joel to make it. We could do a 20-foot pole with 3 legs on it that could stand in the corner of the churchyard, right in that corner there, staked in the ground, used, and then taken down again.
Why not leave it there?
Well,
See, great big old,
no. George,
You might find lots of people.
rather than
they're permanent.
do that, I would just do 3 legs, and if you had something like a 12-inch spike through each leg, you would keep it in place.
If Hurricane Burnham comes.
Well, it can be taken down and put back up again. I'm not worried about things like that.
You sure? Safety, public liability.
It's just,
You know what it's like these days.
And who's going to look after it? Who's going to put the flags up? Who's going to take the flags down?
I'm sure I can find somebody to do the flags.
I would rather stick great big old, the church is up.
I'm not certain we can do that, George, in consecrated ground.
I have already asked Betty, I've asked Betty about this.
Right.
And she's taking it to the next church
Yeah,
meeting.
which is
I've
tomorrow.
asked if we can have it in there as a permanent fixture, and they're both taking it to the next meeting.
Okay, right.
Just waiting.
Thank you. That'll do. End of story. Let's move on. Litter picking day, which was your suggestion, Richard, I think. Litter picking day.
Yeah, you've gone a long way forward. You missed out.
What do I miss? Oh, beg your pardon. So I have. Cool. Where did I jump that far? Perhaps I was trying to avoid those. Vehicle activated sign. Didn't that got mentioned last meeting?
Somebody turned it around.
Yeah.
Pat and I turned it back again. We've got it, and it didn't last very long, and the battery's gone. And we went up last Sunday and raised it another, I don't know, 18 inches, 2 feet up, and put a recharge battery in there, and the darn thing's gone again. Now, I don't know what the problem is, so what I'm going to do is recharge another battery we got and see what's happening, because I've got a feeling those batteries might be coming to the end of their working life.
Cool. I'm surprised if they are. How long have we had the flipping thing?
How long we had those, like 3, 4 years? 4 years? Yeah, 5 years.
Get on, haven't been that long, surely.
Did somebody just turn it round?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were having a bit of fun with Jim.
They needed the tools, and they did it properly, and they tightened it all the screws.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I assume when you told me they just wanted
No, they had to get a spanner out and do it.
Did I see the Jubilee clips that I put on the pole have gone?
Yeah.
I put them on to support the weight when you took it on and off, but
No, there's one.
no, there were
It's
two.
all right. It's pretty solid.
No, one thing it was solid. It was done to give you a bit of help taking it off.
But
But
we've got to, but that's what we're going to do.
okay,
We're going to recharge the batteries again in our other car. We're going to go back to the
I don't
maker
know.
and say, look, if we can't find out else what's wrong with it, it must be we need new batteries.
Not certain.
It only lights when people are speeding.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but we tried. No.
I'm just surprised the battery's gone already.
Come up and say how many mile an hour you're going, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Especially both batteries.
yeah.
Very, very strange to have both batteries go at the same time.
They're modern ones.
No, they're only ordinary lead acid ones. Cheap and cheerful. All right, well, we'll await and see what goes on with that then. We're back to the quotation for the cutting grass on the playing field. We know we've had the conditions of what will happen as of last meeting. Is it still here because we've needed to approve it. We hadn't got enough here, have we?
Yeah, I don't know, well, I've asked for just some up-to-date financials from the playing fields. I don't know.
Oh, that's what we were waiting for.
Yeah. We're waiting for the
Yeah.
accounts.
No, we weren't.
I've got the accounts for the last 2 years, but their year end isn't until the end of October. So I just asked for basic details, current balance in the bank, and just any
Yeah.
outstanding.
All I wanted to know was how much money they got in the bank, full stop. I'm not interested in audited accounts. I just want to make sure that when we give a grant, that we're not giving it to very rich people.
Can I just say that the grass cutting wasn't a grant. We took it over as the parish council. A grant was never issued for us to pay for it. It was taken away. And I've had a look back through all the minutes, and I can't see anything that suggested it was a temporary thing. As far as I'm concerned and Teresa are concerned, parish council have taken away the grass cutting, and that's the end of it.
No, I don't think we took it away.
Well, I look back over
I don't think we take it away. I think the problem is the playing field had no money. We had to.
It's in the budget.
It's in the budget, but not as a grant. If it'd been a
Hang on. Let Pat explain.
The first year, it was given as a grant.
Mhm.
We gave the Playing Field Association a larger grant than normal in order for them to
Yeah, I've
pay.
seen that.
But we agreed at that time that from the 1st of April of the following year, the parish council would take on responsibility for grass cutting. And you're quite right, when that decision was taken,
Yeah, I think we did it in the way we did it because you hadn't got any money, and you've got no chance of making any money during the pandemic. That was the way it was done.
Go to back.
Yeah, but as I said, I never,
Well-
Teresa and I never assumed it would be taken away, and you know we've been lucky this year.
I don't know that we ever thought about whether we were going to take it on permanently or temporarily.
Well, I understood we did.
As Pat says, it was,
One at a time, please.
and it was Jim that suggested it, and we were, you know, very grateful that the parish council would take that on. And none of us thought it would be a temporary measure. We thought that was it. And it allowed us to use the money we've got on other things. You know, and I've made a few notes here. I mean, if you want to know how much we've got in our account, I can tell you that.
The thing that would control it, Richard, is that the parish council can't go on paying for something if you've got bundles of money coming in from elsewhere.
Well,
And I'm not suggesting you have, but if you had, it would be remiss of us to spend money when you'd got it.
okay. But we're all in the same boat here, aren't we?
Absolutely.
We're all in
Yeah.
the same team. Well, let me just tell you what we have. You know, I don't know why, we've got two accounts.
I do.
Maybe you can...
Yeah, I do.
We've got a small interest account,
Yep.
which has got £1,082.97 in it,
Yep.
as we stand. And then we've got another account which includes all the recent funding that we've raised, grants and donations, and that has got £2,599.9p in it. As I said earlier, we've been lucky this year. We had the Jubilee, which you don't have every year, and we've had that quiz that made a lot of money down to an honest mistake. The pub had one entry form and Teresa had the other, so it was oversubscribed. It was double. We had double the amount of tables needed. Luckily, landlord let it go ahead, and we put an audio system in there, and we were able to go ahead. So yes, we made a lot of money, but again, we wouldn't normally make that much money. So we've got that. Now, as far as expenditure coming up, we've got the insurance due. That's next year, and we've already had the grant for that, but that is due in April. We've got the annual inspection for the play area coming up, and last year that was £150. Now we know there's going to be issues. Last year there was nothing in red. We had a few ambers, and you know, by people have spent their times of doing what they can to make some of the issues good. But as they get worse and worse, we're going to have professionals in. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem with the insurance. We can't have people changing blocks of wood and changing.
Why not?
Well, put it this way: if you change some of the linkage on the swings and it breaks, then the insurance company aren't going to pay out if they find out it's been done by a volunteer. That's what I would say. Anyway, the problems we've got, I went down and did an inspection last night, and we've got, the floor is lifting all the way round, the fence is rotten and a lot of it needs replacing, we've got rust and corrosion on the swings and the metal fixings around the slides, we've got loose fittings, the tables and seating there are falling apart and need replacing. We've got the hedge and tree maintenance this year. So we've got money that we're going to have to spend. And in all honesty, we thought the issue of the grass cutting wasn't going to be a problem this year, and that we could use this money that we've raised to actually improve what we've already got there. If we lose that, then I think it may have to close, because I don't know what's going to come from the inspection, but I don't think it's going to be good. And I would urge us to help us out and continue to help us out for the time being. I mean, I don't know what people think. I mean, the other thing, I've managed to put together some volunteers who are giving their time to paint things, and they help with the Jubilee fundraiser we had over there. And you know, what I'm getting from them is, we did all that work, we spent all that time, and we're being penalised now because the offer of the grant or the grass cutting is going to be taken away. And we've done all that work for nothing.
I'm not certain that we came to that decision at all. The question, hang on a minute, let me finish, George. The question was asked, I think, about accounts, because we'd forgotten the circumstances of how we gave the money to you. Now, nobody's suggesting we don't pay it. The inquiry was to make sure that we weren't actually paying a millionaire some more money. Just, please, George, please.
Sir, before you go on, what's this cryptic remark about millionaire and rich people up there? I don't understand this. You as chair are producing these words, divisive, right in the air.
I'm sorry.
Can you explain to me what you're referring to, please?
I'm sorry you take it that way, George. That's not what it's meant to be. It's only the fact that we didn't want to give money to an association that had got a lot.
No,
because,
the words you said, Mr. Chair.
well, yeah, I'm trying to rephrase it to words that you will like, George.
Well, I don't understand.
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Chair. What is this about that it's supposed to be, it's the first thing I've heard of it, of a wealthy body up there doing it, and you're worried about giving them more money. Where does this come from? It's the most divisive statement you've made tonight.
Well,
I don't understand. Just explain to me.
I didn't bring it up.
I know I'm a simple peasant farmer. Would you explain to me, please? What are you referring to?
I think Andy's just suggesting that maybe we had more money in our accounts than
We didn't know.
we realised. I don't think
No,
it was.
it's not suggesting that at all. I don't
No, I'm not. George, you're trying to make something out of nothing here.
Well, you said remark, sir.
Yeah,
Well-
can I go back to what the rule of thumb is, that before we give a large grant, the village hall, all of them have to submit their accounts.
Which we have done.
Which
We have done that. We've done that. You've asked for midterm accounts,
Right.
which is very different.
The only
And all the
question-
other organisations had to do that.
Well, they've all got to submit their accounts.
No, but have they had to submit their midterm accounts as you've asked from me?
Well, we haven't had any accounts for them playing for
You
the
have, you've had two. They've been handed over every year.
I don't understand why you picked on this particular one. Because the accounts were in the report along with everything else.
Sorry.
Anyway, look, all I'm saying
Okay.
is we need the parish council help. Can we vote on it? And then there's no argument.
We don't need to vote.
Did you get any money from the bridge trust?
Yes.
Well done.
The problem we've got, Richard, is the equipment that's up there was lottery funded and is reaching the end of its days. And sooner or later, you're going to have to replace the lot.
I know, and that's what we're trying to save for. Look, the other thing I would point out is that I was asked to go down and just be an eye for the parish council, and I thought I'd be sitting in meetings and just listening and coming back and reporting. What's happened is I'm now chair there because there isn't anyone else. I've been involved in the fundraising, and I still am, and I'm still looking forward to raising more. But I haven't really got the time to do all that, and nor have other people. And I was hoping to maybe pass some of it over to others. And my fear is that they're going to step back if some of this is removed. What I'm saying, I don't want a grant. I don't want a grant for the lawn cutting or the grass cutting. I would just like the parish council to continue paying for it as they said they would do last year.
Yeah. As I say, I think the problem was we didn't, when we talked about it last meeting, we didn't know how we'd agreed it in the first place.
But I think Pat was just...
Yeah, he has, but Pat wasn't here last month.
No, and nor was I to defend it.
So this is why the question was asked.
So
If
I
we-
assume
if-
we'll continue to pay it?
Sorry, I want to say something else, Mr. When we voted on this, it was the parish council, as I understood it, as Richard understood it, it was not a grant, it was going to be taken on year after year. Parish council would take the grass cutting over. And
I
just
think
after that,
I-
it was how much money the parish council had got in its bank account. So that was sort of blended together on that part. That's how I understood it, and I was here. I may have got it wrong.
Yeah, I think you have a bit. We agreed to do it for 2 years. 2 years ago.
So, I don't agree with that. Is that right?
I don't remember that.
No.
Yeah. Is that right, David?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
I can't remember about
And then I propose that we And we had this discussion a few meetings back, and I said, when we were talking about the, well, I won't call it grants, but just to be, that we, seeing the situation, how it's still going on, things aren't back to normal, we should pay the grass cutting, and that we had the insurance for the next year anyway. So that includes the period on from now.
I don't remember that, but
I think it was before.
I've been here since 2019, believe it or not.
Can't say either way.
I can't find it in the minutes. I've gone all the way back through the minutes and I can't find anything other than the parish council agreed to take it on.
It obviously didn't get it obviously, it obviously didn't get minuted in that way because we had probably a heated discussion.
No, I think I was as surprised as anyone when Jim said that I think the parish council should take on the grass cutting. I thought, great. It wasn't it was never a request. It was an offer.
Oh, I know it was, yeah.
We gratefully received.
Right, I can quote from the minutes of the 14th of October 2020. Section 264. Report of informal meeting with officers of the PFA. The clerk, chair and vice chair had attended an informal meeting with the chair and secretary of the Plainfield Association on the 5th of October. PFA had appreciated the additional grant paid this year, and it had been agreed that it would be recommended to both organisations that from the 1st of April 2021, Parish Council takes responsibility for the grass cutting at the playing field, in addition to providing an annual grant to the PFA to cover the cost of insurance. In total, this would amount to approximately £1,800, falling on the precept, or £1,500 more than the current budget for its annual grant. This proposal was agreed unanimously.
That's how I read it.
That's right.
It doesn't say it's temporary, does it?
But I didn't think we took on responsibility. That's the bit that
We've never had a grant, Andrew. We've only continued the grant for
I think we got missed messages there somewhere because I didn't think that we as parish council had taken on the responsibility. I know the funds. Hang on. I understand the responsibility for the funds. I haven't got an issue with that, but I didn't think we took on the responsibility of physically organising it and doing it.
It was because at that time, there was virtually nobody on the
Playing field, yeah.
committee capable of doing that.
I think that may have been the case, thinking about it.
So we took on responsibility so that
Yeah.
it would get done.
At the end of the day, we all want what's good for the village, don't we?
Yeah, I'm just cautious about responsibilities, Richard. That's all.
Black and white, it's rare.
Well, it isn't. It isn't.
So can I move that we pay both the insurance and the grass cutting?
Well, the insurance comes as a grant. The grass cutting is.
It's done. Okay, so that's the end of that story. We can put it to bed.
Thank you.
Explaining, just a minute, explaining your accounts. The first amount,
Oh, sorry, you're going to explain why we got two.
yeah, the first amount was kept back to buy a new mower so that the playing field could cut its own grass.
Right, I see.
When the other mower packed up or was broken, we had some money from the insurance company because of the damage, and that is where that money came from.
I see. So there's no reason why one of these
Well, the money-
cancelled and moved to the other one.
Depending, as long as you've got somebody else to cut it, it depends on whether you go
We
back.
haven't got you to cut it.
At the moment you have, don't write that
Well,
in
you
gold.
just put it to bed.
Don't put that in gold because it can be overturned. You can have a Liz Trump any old time you like.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
But that's what the money was put to one side
With my
for.
field association hat on, I appreciate.
I would keep it where it is for the moment if I were you, because you never know.
Well, we're getting 5p a year
And
interest.
it's a good reserve.
Yeah, okay.
Can
But
I
that's-
ask Richard one question? The play area, obviously you think it's coming to its end of its life, Richard, a year, right? We know it costs a hell of a lot of money to build. Was it 20,000 plus, something like that?
I don't know.
I've got a feeling
And a
about-
rest.
And therefore, I presume you'll have some sort of inspection and somebody will tell you what's good and what's bad about it.
We're paying, the last year the inspection was in October, £150. It's coming up, we're expecting it any time.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be a case of demolishing it and rebuilding a new one. What I think we'll have to do is change some of the planks on the swing, not the swing, sorry, the rope bridge, if you like, that goes from the two towers. And I think we'll have to change some of the fence all the way round. The carpet, I don't know what can be done with that. We probably have to have someone in to look at it, but it's coming away at the edges. I think the chains and the linkage on the swings will need renewing. I don't think it's a case of starting again. It's not going to be for thousands of pounds, I don't think, but it does need to be done by a professional.
You'll be surprised how much it will cost if you get a company in.
Well, we'll see.
You can.
We don't want to lose it because it's been
If you
used up there a lot.
after your inspection, get the gang out at Frizzlestock to have a look.
Oh yeah, the TK.
Yeah, yeah, out there on the corner.
I will. They put it all in. And
Do they inspect the castle?
They,
they inspect everything.
Everything.
They inspect the concrete slab with the hoop on.
Yeah.
They inspect all the seating.
they weren't originally
They look
asked
at the
to.
cricket. They look at the cricket.
Yeah,
What used to be the cricket nets.
They've incorporated that into their inspection where they weren't asked to do that. It was only the original children's play area that they were supposed to do.
Or maybe we should
They seem to have crapped their web out a bit further than they legally were supposed to.
We don't need to have a kind of proposal on that and have a, like I'm saying, have a vote on that. Then we know that it's in place in a minute.
In what?
About paying the kind of mowing and things like that.
No, it's already done.
So it's done now. That's right.
No.
I mean, the actual play area is another thing which we'll deal with at the time. We're doing as much as we can ourselves.
That's going to be another lottery job to be able to do that.
For that, yeah.
Okay.
Before we move on then, can I just clarify, are we actually accepting the contractor's quote for the next 2 years, which was to keep the price
Yes.
for 2023 and a 4.95
Yeah.
increase for 2024? You're happy with
If
that?
we get away with 4 point something, we'll be very lucky.
Yeah, fine.
Because I think fuel costs and everything else will be far beyond that. Okay, that was a grass cutting. Do we need Plainfield Association grants? Do we need to talk about that or not?
No.
Okay. Firework event we've already dealt with. Litter picking day.
The firework event, has anyone, I noticed that your email address was put out there for someone to contact you, Pat?
Was it?
Yeah, someone said contact the parish council on this email address. I think it was your, no, I don't know if they had or not.
I think
No,
it was
I've been home the last 2 days, so.
Right.
I think it was by the dark one, because I've had something.
Yeah, was it from Tina? I mean, I just wondered if anyone had been in touch to diffuse the situation.
What situation?
Well, this dog thing is, not dog thing, sorry, the horses, and there's people saying that we're all selfish and not thinking of the village and all this. Well, that's all the Facebook talk, and I stayed out of it because I thought that maybe someone had been in touch.
They're worried about their horses.
No reader.
Fireworks on.
It seems to have died death in the last couple of days, but they were getting quite heated at one time.
If you
it
come
was
to
escalating, and I thought thought I was expecting to see a demonstration of the night.
If you come to live in the country,
I agree.
you got to expect noises. You know,
I agree.
mean, if we, God forbid, they come back to Chivener and they start training the troops and everything there, you know,
I agree, you should
you get
never
the
change
jets and
what's
that skimming the church.
It's not just a question of changing. I hate Facebook. It's one of those things that people can easily complain about, but won't come face to face and tell you.
Anonymous whingers.
Well,
They have no whinge to each other.
It's not all that. There is a lot of that. But it's much easier.
Okay, let's not have a debate on it.
There is a lot.
Yeah, we'll have to do a letter drop of some sort, won't we?
And it's one of the reasons that we didn't really want to have fireworks that night when we had the Jubilee, because we thought there'd be issues.
There will always be issues on fireworks. I can remember issues on fireworks going back 50 years.
Fireworks anywhere at all in the country then? Because Brewer isn't the only place in the country that has fireworks.
No,
I go to Plymouth and see the annual fireworks show. You know.
It's going to be
The one of I would remind them when a certain person lived in this village, he used to wait till all the fireworks around the area had gone off, and when the pub closed, he used to set his off. And us round Greenlands Road could hear the flipping lot.
Well, I could hear them.
Well, I expect you could, yeah. But he did it year in and year out. Okay, we'll come back.
one more thing on the fireworks then. I think we're incorporating Guy Fawkes.
Oh yeah, we're talking about that, yeah.
It'd be nice if we could have some marshmallows or something. Is anybody willing to run a stall for marshmallows or a fire pit or something?
How do we,
Not being a marshmallow person, I wouldn't know what to do. Mine would be dropping on the floor.
There might be somebody in the village.
do you got, what do you have, a little barbecue and just sizzle them a bit?
How does the hog roast work on that day?
It's a trailer, so
Yeah, no, yes, but how did the...
Rotisserie, they've got
Do we gain
joints.
anything from that?
No.
Or is it all there?
No, that's theirs.
They charge.
No.
They've sent us a menu actually. They charge.
Right, okay, they don't...
You can have it
They
one.
don't pay to set up in...
No.
I mean, remember why this was done? This was done to, we got some money to celebrate coming out of COVID, didn't
Yeah.
we? We thought we wanted to do a community event, and this is what we decided to do. And it's been known pretty secret, so I don't know what the reason is.
Well, reading
Okay.
through it, there have been people have come forward and offered alternatives for these horses and said they would have them in stables out of the village. So they've had offers and they're not taking them on. So I haven't got a lot of sympathy because
Okay,
people are helping and they don't want. That's not what they want.
let's move on because we'll go all night talking about dogs and horses and everything else.
We haven't mentioned dogs.
Well, okay. Litter picking day. This is your bundle of joy.
Well, I suggested it because it was a success earlier in the year.
Yep. When would you like it?
Well, I suppose as soon as we can organise it. I'm away on the 2nd of November for a week, so it's either going to be before that or after.
Well, it needs to be after that, because you need to get the village scene, and you need to get it on the website.
After the firework night, we can pick all the bits up.
That's right.
Well, yeah. When would you like it for submission?
Is it about the 23rd or 4th of the month before? To come in, yeah.
Is that November?
That'll be, yes, if you want. That's right, that will go in the November one.
22nd of October.
There we are. That's the deadline, to go
20
in the village scene.
22nd of October for the November issue.
So I shall have to be on time.
And we need to do it for this one because there's a double issue, isn't it, for
for December and January.
Oh, December, January, is that?
Yeah, it's just January.
Yeah, please remember that December 22 and January 23 are issues are
same
combined.
All in one.
So, pick your date, Richard.
Can I come back to you on that?
You can
Because
come
I've got a
back
couple
to
of
the
times-
clerk. I don't particularly mind which
I
it
don't
is.
think so,
If you can tell the clerk and the village scene at the same time,
yeah. It's
Ring
just
Brenda
I'm
or-
away and I want to make sure I'm here.
Yeah.
I can't suggest
Give-
it and not be here.
give Brenda a ring and make sure you get.
Or
But if
Cindy.
you
Or
want me
Cindy,
to,
yeah.
I'll do the village scene notification, because I've got a few people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll message you as soon as I go home then.
Fine, yeah.
Okay. Thorn and Head Information Board. Any further on that?
Excellent, excellent.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, recommended. Yeah. Move acceptance. We've all seen the picture. Eh? No, because we've got to be put up.
What do you think changed?
No, no.
Brilliant.
As
Very
long as
good.
it's been proofread, I tried.
Very well done.
I'll get it organised.
Okay. Buckland Brewer Welfare Fund. We didn't get very far with this last time we looked at it. I'm not certain we're going to get any further tonight.
Can I make an observation?
You can.
I've given this some thought, and I hate the idea. In terms of actually us, the parish council, giving money to individuals.
We can't
The
do that.
idea has been put forward that maybe we should have another little body, a bit like the education support fund to do it instead. But the problems of giving actual money,
Yeah.
charity,
Um,
to people who need it is poor with their
Joe and I talked about it, and we both thought after the last meeting that we should probably do something about information rather than anything else, because we thought the same thing, that it's full of problems, legal problems if nothing else.
Especially in a small, close-knit
Yeah.
organisation.
Yeah, because Joe Smith got it down the road and Mr. Jones up the road didn't get it. Yeah.
It could be really.
Having said that, Norwich Council today have advertised that they have developed a web page on their site dedicated to giving people that kind of information. And I can't see the reason to reinvent the wheel. I think what we should do
Let's put some links in.
Besides the
towards that website,
Yep,
which has got all
Yep.
the information.
I don't disagree with that one little bit. I'm all for not duplicating things. If they've got it, they're the better authority to do it. All we need is point people in the right direction. I'm happy with that at the moment. We'll let it go at that for this instant. It was a nice idea, but it's full of problems. I wish we could do more, but we can't. Second, emergency plan update.
Well, this is just to arrange a meeting. I'm waiting for availability from a couple of the people, but what I was going to suggest, if everyone's in agreement, is to pencil in the 27th of October, which is the parish council other slot.
Yeah, the Thursday slot.
Yeah, if that is acceptable to
The-
everybody.
The only problem with that is that on the 24th, which is the week of the half term, on the Monday, we've got somebody coming in. They're coming to look at our little things that are growing in behind the woodwork here.
Well, we can have it over in the schoolroom.
Yeah, yeah,
We don't have to have it here. We can book the church room.
yeah. That's fine.
So, well, if we can pencil it in, as I say, I don't know if
But check-
everybody is available.
Check with Lorna, because we might have sorted it by then.
So, is it just going to be a meeting? What's the purpose of the meeting? That's all.
This is to talk about the emergency plan, talk about some of the concerns that you raised last time, location, and get
Can-
some support for putting names in the frame.
Can I also ask you to get somebody from the village hall, Roger or whoever, because we haven't got any confirmation of exactly where we're going to do this. We've got some people want it to be down the village hall, and we've got some people that want it here. But we've not got the actual bodies involved that actually own the properties. But that's...
We have covered... that
I know you've done it in your plan, but I haven't actually heard that anybody said, yeah, that's okay. We haven't got an issue with that.
I've got a real issue with this being used as a real issue.
Well, that's not... I don't want to do that tonight, Jim. All I want to do is confirm with the relevant people that rent the properties, own the properties, that they would be happy to have it. And if both say yes, then we can pick. But if one says no, then you've only got one choice.
Well,
Well,
I have actually already approached both, and the hall was for the secondary site, because that is what we've talked about all the way through.
I just think, Angela, I think it's absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Where did that all come from? I have no idea. It's a
Well, that's
nonsense.
been documented since...
Yeah, I know, but you documented it. We haven't. I came to a meeting and commented on it, and you want a meeting on the 28th to discuss it further. But there's one part of that document which I think is absolute nonsense.
Right, okay.
All right.
Well, let's have the meeting.
Yeah.
It would be helpful to know if there are other things that have just been thrown out, because honestly, this is months down the line.
it is, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Great.
But I'm not certain...
But with great respect to you, you did make the effort. We had a meeting and 2 parish councillors turned up. You know?
I think...
You've got to turn up, folks.
Yeah. Okay. 27th of October.
I'll confirm that definitely.
Okay.
Once I've heard back from Alfred.
27, when is it?
It's the 27th, the other parish council meeting, basically.
But the date is always reserved for the...
With the Thursday for emergency planning, for emergency storage plans.
That's a good question. That's the question.
Yeah. What happens if we haven't had any planning applications this time?
Yep.
What happens if they come in, which they quite
They can't.
often do late?
Well, if they do, they do. We'll have to deal with that.
After this meeting,
All parish councillors are invited to the emergency plan meeting, and you have it on the same night.
Same night.
After the emergency plan
And
meeting.
we actually...
Everyone goes down.
You know, it's another parish council meeting, but we've only got one item on the agenda.
The reason why you may not be able to come here is because they're gonna have to spray it, and of course you can't.
No, you can't breathe it in. No, that's all right, David. We can go over there. It's not a big issue. We're not... we haven't got members like the House of Commons.
Just as well.
Okay, housing development policy. Now, I'm not certain we should do anything with that at the moment. With what the government are proposing, we may have got other issues to raise.
I think one of the most dangerous things I've heard in the last 2 days is about planning and the abolition.
Abolition, yeah.
Of social housing attached to private development.
Yeah, I honestly think that we should wait before going any further with this particular item until the trust regime have decided what they intend at the end of the month.
Can't see her being over here that long.
Eh?
Can't see her being there that long.
No. Well, unless you've got a good long missile to send in that direction. Okay. Members' reports then. Which end do you want to start, Barbara?
yes, I've got one. I go to the shop meetings.
Mm-hmm.
They need some more signage. I quite agree with them. It's signposted well at Cooper's water, but when you come up into the middle of the village, there's only that little tiny
Finger post.
finger post. Now, a couple of them want to put a large A-frame on the village green, keep it there all the time
To what, sorry?
to publicise where the shop is. And I mean, I'm leaving it to what you could, but my thought was, you know, village green is a little bit special. We've got somebody good that cuts the lawn, we've got the ladies that do the flowers. I know we haven't got a fantastic village green, but it is a nice little green area in the middle of the village. And I wondered, those brown signs, like Andrew's got for his Milky Way, whether we could have those big brown signs attached to where that small shop sign is.
The brown signs are done for tourism. And my understanding of the brown signs from years ago with a meeting that I went to of Devon County Council is that the brown signs are paid for by whoever it is being advertised for.
I
So-
looked into this last time this question came up, and they're very, very expensive.
Well,
Yeah.
we look kindly at other things. Could
But-
we look kindly at supplying the board for it?
I'm not certain about that. The other thing is planning permission. If you've got bigger signs, you've got planning permission, which you have to get hold of if you put a sign up, and you've got Devon Highways that also have to approve the sign. I don't care what it is. Once you get beyond the finger post,
They probably don't even know
anything.
that sign's on the finger post.
No, they probably don't. But once you get bigger than that, you can land yourself with a big problem. You've got to go through the stages first and ask, if nothing else. Highways aren't usually too bad, providing it's not too big an issue as regards drivers being put in danger from or distracted.
The telephone box.
Yeah.
Can't put a sign on, we own the telephone box, can't put a sign on top of the telephone box?
If you've got planning permission for it, I expect.
Why would you need, because a telephone box is portable, if it's portable, you don't need planning permission.
It's got a concrete base. It's not portable.
The only thing is,
It was going to play.
is having acorns. Is that I sympathise with the shop, but David will tell you that, you know, the Toddlers Group Coffee Evening and the book launch last Saturday were all
come.
A-birds A-birds on the green.
But they're put in
And
again.
therefore, we put another one on there, it's going to clutter. But I can understand they said, well, we can put ours here, why can't we put ours there? You know, I don't know where that argument's coming from. But they want a permanent A-board. Is there no way we can put it by the telephone box?
Yeah, that's what
Well-
we're thinking.
By the telephone box?
What, the A board?
Yeah.
If you can get it off the pavement,
Oh.
you've got to get it off the pavement.
Because one side, you come down one way, you wouldn't see, would they? You have to put on top. Just put on top. You know, I don't know if it's a telephone kiosk. I don't see why you can just put it on top. Nobody's ever done it.
Is there any way of attaching it to the sides of the telephone box?
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Because if you had it on both sides of the telephone
Telephone
box.
box, you see it.
You won't see it.
Down the road, yeah.
You won't see it though, will you?
Well, would you?
With the board,
Well,
with the
cars and-
with the
Oh, you
board
want it to
there.
the notice board.
Notice boards in my.
It's set a bit far back anyway, even if you're coming
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
beyond the green.
The notice,
You need it right on the corner.
We could put something underneath the notice board or on the top of the
On
notice
top of
board.
the notice board, one way, and then on the telephone box, the top way.
Like a double-sided one on the top of the
Yeah.
notice board.
What a mess
Don't
you're
be
going to make.
unhelpful, and just try and find ways around the problem.
What about a
Um,
sign on a chain under the notice board?
Yeah, but you'd only see it one way, wouldn't you?
Well, you'd have to do it opposite.
and you wouldn't.
What it
see it.
wants is to have a word with Devon County Council about making the finger post sign bigger.
They won't even know it's there. I bet you they don't.
They mightn't. I mean, the other option is just make somebody tack it up and see what happens.
See what happens.
But
You did that with your yellow lines, Andrew.
Oh,
went potty and went
They was
away.
quick
they,
enough to
yeah,
complain about that.
they soon complained.
Yeah, but they went away, didn't they?
Well, yeah, because I told them I wasn't going to remove them.
Can we,
Good idea, David.
can we sort of
I mean,
forward to
see, yeah, I mean, you can,
county council,
you-
if we can erect a bigger.
you want to have a word with Phil Slocum and see if he can make you a nice board that could be fixed under the finger post.
Yeah, but
Because if you had one that size, that double-sided, and we could probably fix it under the finger post,
Are you not going to fall foul of
it wouldn't be, well, we're full foul of Devon County Council, but it will depend on the engineer that comes out and whether if we just put it on with some bolts that we can undo it again, we'll have to live with that.
Sign them that you don't worry about it.
What do you want you to say, Bob? Just the village shop and an arrow or something like that?
Yeah.
And change, it's swings.
But it needs to be much bigger than what
Yeah,
it is.
it does.
Because I think you find people don't notice that one. But if it was brown, it makes it stand out a bit more. So it takes off O'Sanders look and looks like a.
I'm not certain they're missing that much, to be quite honest. Because all the builders come up here. All the builders come up this shop.
They soon found the shop.
Yeah, but you're getting all the builders off a building site coming up here.
yeah, but they're not going to last forever, are they?
No, but they know it's there, Jim, is my point. They're down there, no, they're all strangers to the village.
Let's try your suggestion and hang something from that finger.
I mean, that would be the option. I would have a word with Phil and see if he can paint you up something.
The old village shop.
Yeah,
Do you want me to have a word with them?
if you would.
Barbara, you will not get a brown sign for the shop,
No.
because the brown sign is a retail outlet. The brown sign is for tourism. The only way you can get one for a shop is if it's a tourist attraction in its own right.
Is that really the truth?
Yeah. They are very funny about it.
I was Andrew marriage, it's not a tourist attraction.
Yeah, but it doesn't say a tourist thing, does it?
I
It just
did,
says Milky Way.
I,
Or
yeah.
Moot, or...
But he had to
whatever
pay
it is.
for it. If it's a brown sign, I do know that the tourist attraction has to pay for it. But if you could get Phil to paint up something nice, no, nice, not just an arrow that says village shop, but a nice coloured sign that would attract attention, a few flowers on it or whatever you like, it would just draw your eye to it. That's what you've got to do, rather than have something large and brown. If he can put just something attractive with nice colours on it, you would draw somebody's eye to it. I'll gladly fix it to the finger post and bear the consequences of it.
Yeah. Chances are. Don't tell anyone.
Anything else, Barbara?
No, that was the main thing. Oh, there was something.
Go on. Spit it out if you want it.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and everybody, I mean, when I said I didn't like an A-frame, I mean, do other people like A-frames?
Not particularly.
I can see them being a pain to Matt and his,
Yeah, I mean, everybody else.
Friend, we're talking about hanging something for the.
Yeah. But everybody else that has an A-frame brings them back in again.
That's the only other thing.
You know.
And then
A permanent.
the shop every morning's got walk over the green with the
Yeah.
Yeah, we had experience with the shop before. They asked to put a sign up there.
They did.
And we said, yes, if you take them away.
And they said they
And
won't
haven't-
bother.
They didn't do it.
No.
They left them there for weeks. So that was,
Okay.
It probably stands out quite a lot under the notice board, especially if it was on chain. The movement would catch your eye, especially if it was a bright one.
no, it's a bit too low, wasn't it?
Well, we'll have a look. We'll have a look one way or another. If we can't put it under, we'll put it over.
I will have a word with Phil and bring
Have a word with Phil, and he'll come up and have a look and see what he thinks. George?
Yeah, winter's coming, snowboarding job. I
Mhm.
presume I still got designated.
You still got.
You still got the shovel?
Yeah, you got it, mate.
Shovel.
You
Now-
have shovel, you own the shovel.
I own the shovel.
Now, I've got something to add on your
George.
snowboarding duties. I've got something to add on your snowboarding duties.
You get another shovel.
No, I've got a building that's going to be demolished and there's a ton of salt in it in bags.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, yeah, I'll get it out. Anyway,
And I've only got a month to do that.
right, I'll liaise with Andrew, I'll get that sorted, right, okay. Anyway, I spoke to Mr. Fishley, he prepared to do it again. It's 300, can you note this, please? It's £360 for the first run. The run is, I'll go through the run in a minute. And if there's a second run that day, it's £250. And any subsequent days, it's £360. But if it's, I'm just thinking after the drought in 1976, we were snowed in for days after that. Anyway, I got a horrible feeling it was snow gone. So, if there's a lot of days and the machine stays on, I can probably negotiate that down. But at the moment, that's what the price is.
That's 360.
$360 for the first run,
Yeah.
$250 for on the same day for any second or third or fourth run after that.
That's assuming it's snowing all day.
Pardon?
And that's every day. So if he did that first day, two runs on the first day, it'd be 360, 250.
360 for the first run.
Do it again. It's another 360.
Yeah,
360 for the first run on
every day.
Every day. Okay.
And there's 2 runs in the day. The second run in the day is $250.
Yeah. Okay.
The machine is salt and the rust out the machine and all the rest of it. So, right. And the route is as what we usually do will be from Fishley's to Thornland Moor, turn left, and then basically it'll go all the way around where the buses go and down Cranham Hill, up around, through the village, and all the way down to Hooper's Water where we stop.
Yeah.
Welfare, if it goes on, I will also on that first run include from Thorn Cross, all to get the milk out of the 2 big dairy farms, 3 big dairy farms, 2 big dairy farms there, all the way to Bailey Cross. Out through that way, that's where the milk tankers go. But that comes, certainly negotiating what that is, depending on the plan.
Well, I'm going to say, we'll have to leave that with
And are you happy
you.
with me making decisions of when the machine goes out?
Yeah.
Somebody got to do it.
I'm pretty mean with it.
Somebody got to do it, George.
You got it down to a T.
Yeah. You know that for your Facebook colleagues.
Do you know, I haven't realised that we have to pay for our own gritting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't come, you see.
Oh, you know whose fault that was? Oh, that was when our friends had the desire to cut the budgets in the 2015, 2010.
Yeah, I'm amazed.
We lost all our gritting, we lost our buses, we lost everything.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks to that lot.
Yeah. The only reason the road gets gritted down the bottom is because there's a salting depot out here at Parkham. And because of that, and they want to take the salt out onto the link road, they've got to come across down through Yeovil Vale.
Cameron's government. When
Otherwise, we wouldn't get anything.
I'm shocked, I didn't
We
know.
do this,
And
Jim, the gritters come, but they leave us until
The last.
consecutive days of frost
Yeah.
or snow.
They changed. If you go on, if you inquire of Devon County Council, they will tell you they grit the main roads. Then, when it goes quieter, they will grit the villages as far as they can. But as they only used to come up as far as the school anyway, that would be it. They never went any further.
Learn something every day.
Yeah, Mr. Osborne. This is all Mr. Osborne.
That's right.
And you've got 90 million
They-
shortfall now. He's going to cut.
They've wiped it all off a county budget.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, George.
Bigger salt.
right,
Have we checked?
I ain't started collecting water.
Have we checked the grit bins lately?
No,
We've got 3 coming.
they're due for a run round.
I'll do the run.
Oh, good, yes, sorry, yes. Could I ask, or you, to get out there, the top to tell her, because I can't actually get the action out of snow, to get back to snow, and the only
do need another load of salt.
You should.
I need another 3 tons of salt.
3 tons of salt.
1 ton bags, not in underweight bags, it's gonna be 1 ton bags or half ton bags or 2 ton bags, leave your own please.
Forkliftable.
Yeah, forkliftable, yeah.
Forkliftable, yes.
3 tons.
We don't want underweight bags, they'll say, oh yeah, you take it on a pallet, but no, it's gonna be.
No, pallets are a pain.
It'll be bulk.
Yeah.
Then on the next parish council meeting, if it's time, what I would like to go on again now is reference from Moore. Because I think that we could get a lot of money out of CO2 sequestration from large companies and whatever. We are wilding. I'd like to get Andrew Haywood in, if we're using him, for advice on what, because everything's coming up now, and the in thing is global warming. I think the parish council could benefit by with a lot of money coming in annually. But it needs to be driven.
Well, we'll get Andrew here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it for a long time.
Yeah, he needs driving, Buckland.
He does.
Hmm.
And there's quite a few things I would really want to, the end game on that, if you wanted to go that way, then I don't mind. I think we've got to keep our small farm fields around here for anybody who wants to farm, the parishioners or whatever they do, but I mean, small, like, there's 140 acres out there, and they're now giving £10,000 an acre to put trees in. And so that gives 1.4 million to us. So if someone, there's 3 or 4 different things that can be dealt with, I've only over 10 years.
Yeah, you'll have to talk to Natural England about that.
But unless it's driven on to do it, it ain't done.
I know.
Over the next 3 months, I like to put it on the agenda, so let me keep driving.
I haven't.
These bank would like to ask money, but that's what
They
money.
will want to make.
I haven't got a problem. I haven't got a problem with asking questions, George, of Natural England. That we should be asking those questions, but
If somebody else will, so we want to figure it out.
the question of trees is debatable. Have you been listening to any of the green stuff that's been on the telly lately? Because they reckon seagrass will reduce CO2 and do more for the world than all the trees you could ever plant.
Yeah, never mind, we ain't discussing that, Andrew.
Oh dear.
Possibility for money to come in the parish council, which we can distribute through to the parish.
It'll all change by next week.
Yeah.
They don't believe in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I want to say. Can I just, it's
If George has finished, let's get George's right.
Now, this is just one for the pot, which I think we need to be thinking about. At the moment, we've still got a bus, but with all these cuts and the way things are going, I don't know how much longer that's going to happen. And I've been watching several Cornish parish councils and things.
I know what's coming.
Finance their own small.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
And I thought with Andrew saying it last week about taking people to hospital that had to have continuous treatment, it cost a lot of money for them to go. I know it's a big thing, and it's a long-term thing, and I think we should be thinking about
What
it.
happens is that it's best if parishes got together to do it, rather than one parish did it, because then that bus would serve a number of parishes.
Jamie tried that.
But we tried that, and quite frankly,
Didn't want to
the
know.
parish councils that surround us are just a load of wet fishes.
That's right.
And they're not interested in doing anything. Anything out of the box is just too much for them to even absorb.
Exactly.
And that's the problem we got at Buckland Brewer.
It's
Yeah, but we were slightly
it's
wealthier
the-
than most, and I think we should be looking
the
for
prop.
time.
The problem, Barbara, when you see these things on the telly is they never discuss money. They never tell you the running costs of a small bus and the amount of problems you get with voluntary drivers using it. So you've got an insurance that's out through the roof. Because you're carrying passengers, you come under different regulations as regards maintenance and
The,
MOTs and everything else. Do you know a taxi, if you get a taxi in Bideford, it's been MOT'd by a garage, and then it has to be MOT'd again by Torridge engineers for a second MOT.
We can talk.
And that's every single, you know.
But we can look at it and see what.
Yeah, if you want to, but you won't like the cost.
We're talking long term.
Yeah, but you still won't like the costs. Be cheaper to have a taxi for everybody that wants to use it.
Let's discuss it further.
The circuit,
It's a long term project.
Methodist Circuit used to have a minibus, which was funded by buying a flock of sheep and then flogging them. But,
It's long-term running costs that always kill these things.
Funded by grants.
Jim?
Yeah, a number of things. I hope many of you turned up on Saturday and
No.
bought the book. It's a fantastic piece of real research. We actually put the money out for this, give them quite a big grant, and I think we ought to write to the and congratulate them on their efforts.
George said.
I haven't read it yet.
All right? Well, we read it. I said, I'm not, if you've not read it, I said, you
I haven't read it.
all right.
I can't congratulate somebody who haven't read it.
Well, no, they do. It's correct, George.
But if you're going to,
I'm putting a motion that we should
Okay.
be writing to
the history group.
Lynn Layton and Jack Few and say, we think,
To the history group.
This is,
I'll second that.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The other thing they've asked us to do is, and I'm sure you'd agree with this, Andrew, could we buy 2 copies, one to send to the Bideford Archives and one to send to your favourite institution at the Barnstable Record Office?
Second.
oh yeah, I haven't got an issue with that at all. Yeah. For posterity, you should keep these things anyway.
Yeah, all right.
But I haven't read
You
it.
better check with Janet that she hasn't sent one to the record.
No, she hasn't,
All right.
because they specifically asked me.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
if it's going into our bundle in the record office, then it has to be done by us.
Yeah. So we
Where
need
was
to,
the second book going to?
Bideford Archive,
Bideford Archive.
yeah, and Barnstable Record Office.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they are. Oh, they're £15.99.
Yeah. 16 for cash.
Yeah, 16.
No comment. I was just thinking of something, but I thought I'd better not say it.
The next 2 are just observations. I happened to phone up the planning department and like whether we, I mean, this could apply to us when we ask for planning permission for industrial development, is that we will only be charged 50% of the actual cost, right?
Yeah, I knew that.
Because I know Trevor and I discussed that, because you raised a figure, Trevor, but unfortunately it only applies to community councils and parish councils to get the discount.
Oh, I know what you were thinking. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Would that also include all the fields for affordable homes?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Any planning application that we submit
Yeah.
as a parish council,
Parish council get a discount,
we get a discount.
basically.
The other thing is just to update you on, we had an education subcommittee meeting last night. I know we're not a part of the parish council, but out of interest, we gave £2,700 away last night
Oh, well done.
to 8 applicants. Some got as much as 350. So that was a good night done well.
Mm,
And we still got a few hundred quid left in the bank.
very good.
George, yeah, all right.
Very good. Okay. Anything else, Jim?
No, this 20 mile an hour thing. Do you want to
No.
do that, or do you?
I'll ask a question, but they weren't particularly. At the meeting, somebody else did mention it, and they weren't particularly enthusiastic at all. But I will ask the
I want to
question.
press on because as
They,
I say,
the man,
urban areas,
it was the
some-
man from Exeter, Count Highways at Exeter, and he was the man that was speaking at the meeting, and he wasn't enthusiastic at all about spending money in any village on
We can
any.
spend the money. All we want to do is their permission.
Yeah.
to do it.
I did ask about that with someone else, and he still wasn't very enthusiastic.
Well,
but
I think we
I
just
can-
press on and ask them if we can do it.
okay,
Put Tony on the entrance.
road.
On the road, yeah.
Yeah. Can we write to Devon County Council then and ask?
I'll give him a ring. I want to speak to him anyway.
All right. Okay.
Make them send a letter saying no.
Okay. Anything else,
No.
Richard?
Just a couple of things. Mentioned it before, the car park up by Clean and Close that
Yep.
next to the field. Can we get that pile of rubble shifted? We want to tidy that car park up. It's looking very scrappy. It's not very good for the residents, and we can make the car park bigger now for the allotment and for people using the field. Just want it either spread, and then we can
Well, it
move
was put.
behind it.
It was put there for use on Northwood Lane at the time. Well,
We'd like it moved so that we can do something with
They
the car.
haven't used it for a long time.
Use it for what you want, Richard.
unfortunately, the only person that used it was me.
Well, you want to move, you don't want to.
Well, we just
Okay.
want to expand the car park, and to be honest, it's a
I'll
mess
get
up
it.
there now.
Yeah. Were you
Can it
gonna,
not be just spread over the car park and rolled in?
it probably could be. What are you going to do with the wood chips?
I will deal with that. That's going round the trees down in the bottom corner near George's Gate. That's just going to be some
We-
trees that we'll deal with ourselves.
Okay. We originally did it for the paths.
Well, it can be used for bars as well, but that's just the chippings from the fence, hedge cuttings from earlier this year.
But yeah, I mean, there's no reason why it can't go over the car park at all.
Okay?
It's already bought and paid for.
Do we need a couple more bucketfuls before they spread them all to finish off the gate? What's the footpath field called?
Oh, I don't know. We might do.
I think we could do with a couple because it's still a bit steep.
What, down the bottom?
Out when it comes out to the lane.
Right.
It was never finished there completely.
Okay. Well, it can go down there.
That
We,
was
We had a couple low when we was doing that, when
Well-
we put the pipe in, and
well, we can have that. It doesn't matter.
have a couple load bucketfuls,
I mean-
whatever.
Putting it over the car park was only to get rid of it. So yeah, we can use it down there. It doesn't matter. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, it was reported to Sharon in the shop that the bench in the bus stop is falling apart. Are you happy? I've had a look at it. It just needs some screws and some wood preserver put on it. Are you happy for me to deal with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it, I think.
Okay. Right. I've got one thing that really, two. Eric came round to see me yesterday as he was going in for his operation today, and to tell me that somebody is leaving the footpath gate open.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he has sheep and a ram in there and won't be around to look at the stock, and it could be wandering off. He's not allowed to do very much for a fortnight, but somebody is deliberately leaving the gate open. Also, he thinks somebody's riding a motorbike round his field.
But in that,
A little mini moke one, little child one, yeah, the one over there.
Well, there's a bloke there, I've seen a kid go up there with a little motorbike, and he was on the road. I told him to get off. He was on the highway.
Now, the question I have to ask, George, is how far on is your side of the footpath?
Sorry, I missed that, sorry.
How far on is your side of the footpath?
Well, I'm just ready to go. I mean, I've cleared it all. Looks like I got shouted at, but no, I've cleared it all. But I don't know whether you want me to take your footpath's fenced off there. You got wire across now.
Yeah.
You want me to take that down? So you can walk right through there now. I've finished my bit.
We can take it down. I mean, we'll take it down. Yeah, that's
Well,
not.
I
If you finish, happy that you finished, that's all I wanted to know. What I've asked Eric to do at the moment is chain the gates closed, which is effectively cutting off the footpath.
No, you can't do that.
No, I can't. I know legally you can't,
Actually,
but
hang on, the footpath isn't in. Oh, sorry, there is a footpath.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, sorry. No,
but
I'm ready
if
to
some
go.
but I don't know what I can do about somebody leaving the gate open is my problem.
I think the problem is when the gate is dropped and it doesn't lock when you push it back.
That's not what I'm told.
Well, I've had a look at it.
Relevance of it dropped, but
It's-
they should still
it-
put it back.
Yeah, you have to lift the whole gate and push it into its latch.
Still do
And
it.
But
not everyone's
No.
as strong as that.
well, the obvious way will be to finish off the footpath,
Fine.
and then
It's
we'll
not
put.
done yet,
But
but
I-
are we going to get in trouble?
But I suggested we cut because it's overgrown, isn't it? Between the hedge and the fence.
Yeah. I know there's work to be done, Jim. I'm not worried. That's what I'm saying. We need to finish it off, and then we'll have to find out from footpath officer whether they found our application and have actually done anything with it.
So that's what I was coming at. Do you want me to take it down and sort it down?
If you would like, if you want to do it, George, you carry
I
on.
ain't looking for work. What are you gonna do?
No, nor am I. I'm not looking for work at the moment. And you're younger than me.
Chain up the existing footpath.
Well, you can't leave his gate open for his stock to wander across George's field when the man's
You're
in
right,
hospital.
What it needs is the gate to be repaired, so it's
Well, you'll have to have a word with
Are you
footpath.
talking about the gate from the lane?
the one I've seen that's
Or
been,
on the straight
well,
gate?
both of them have been open.
This is the one over the far end, but yeah, somebody's leaving both gates
Yeah, I've
open,
seen them open.
and it won't do. We've never had this trouble before, and I don't know why we've got it now, and I don't know why we've got a motorbike riding round either.
Because they don't care.
Well, I wasn't going to mention that, but that's the obvious
Have we
bit.
been given some grant to look after footpaths?
Sorry?
Have we been given some grant, as part of some grant to look after footpaths? Have
We have, yeah.
So there's down to us to adjust it all.
No, the grant isn't to repair
Isn't it?
anything.
Oh.
No, we
We-
contact them. to
We,
do
we,
that.
we,
But the grant is to keep them clear and.
Yeah.
So
We-
we contact them to.
No, I'll speak to Ross about that.
we apply for monies to do anything in the way of repairs, and they say yay or nay. And whether we,
Put it under them, and I think what we need to do is write formally to them about that footpath, because that footpath has now been built for some time, and it's just them dragging their feet.
well, we,
Moratorium on-
we,
Hang on, Andrew, on footpaths, and send a copy to our county council.
Well-
I think we've got to start shaking the beans, to be honest.
we need to finish what we've got to do
Yeah,
first.
you can't start shaking the beans now.
Well, there's no point in doing that until you've finished what you are, because if she comes up to have a look, she needs to be able to say, yeah, it's done, ready to go.
That's manana.
Oh, well, you can put it any way you like.
We've had this ding dong with them before, and we need to get rattle some cages and get that footpath around.
Okay.
So can we write to the footpath officer formally, and get it on record, what's happening? Yeah. Please.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yes. So I didn't need an answer. Yeah.
Okay, I haven't got anything else, apart from the lorries going up and down Glen.
So we'll do that. Thank you.
Trevor?
No, I can't, nothing this time.
Okay. Fritz?
Nope.
Rosie?
Nothing.
No, only just to reiterate what Jim said about the history group and their book, because I was shown it today, and I was extremely impressed with the amount of detail. So, I really recommend that we write to them as well, congratulating them.
It's a lot of work on it.
A lot of work. So yeah, well done to them.
David?
No, I don't got anything.
Okay. We don't have any planning. We don't have decisions. And we have a proposal for a street name.
The location of this, I did send all the
Yeah,
government.
but it's problems today. Yeah.
It's the land adjacent to South River
chaos.
It'll be absolute chaos.
And Yeovil, actually, if you're going to talk about Yeovil, it's between Eucharist Water and the main road.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. They're not actually asking for Yeovil, as it happens. They're asking for Lee.
Oh, when did they change that?
L-E-A. It's on the planning permission. If you read the document, it's on the front.
I thought it was Yuli, yeah.
All right.
I read Yuli.
What's the name of the field, Andrew?
Right. Well, normally we would look to the tithe map for names. Unfortunately, it's not particularly pretty. The top fields there were called Great Greenings Park and Greenings Meadow. They were owned by Elizabeth Caddy. The next ones down were Cross Park, and then Higher Field, Middle Field, Lower Fields were all part of Rickards. And the 1509, 1510, which is right down the bottom, is Higher Butt Park and Butt Park, which was owned by Town Tenement, funnily enough.
I suppose it could be Greenlands Close, but is that too near Greenlands Road?
I mean, you have Cross Park. You could have Rickards come to that. Rickards is gone. We've got a Rickards Road, but
Called it. That's right. It's like it's going to be like Hill Park. So you think Cross Park, do you?
well, it's Cross Park on the map.
That would make more sense because in no other.
I mean, we've got Greenlands Road, we've got Rickards Road.
Yeah.
That
might cause confusion.
I'm sure they meant to call it Dunce Close.
They ain't going to go with Dunce, are they? That's the trouble.
That's probably what it is.
Because all the drainage runs into the Dunce and not the
It does, yeah. I mean, Higher Butt Park, I don't think they'll go for, or Butt Park. So, you know, I mean, you've got, other than that, you've got Higher, Middle and Lower Field.
Well, why
Which-
don't you call it Cross Park then?
Yeah, Cross Park, yeah. Sounds good.
But we need to tell them why.
Cross Park, Crossfield.
That we as a parish council have traditionally named all our housing developments after the fields in which they were built in.
Well-
That's what we said.
We need to, that's what we need to.
Off of the field named in the tithe map, or on the tithe map, on the portions, I should say.
After the what map, sorry?
Tithe.
Of course, there used to be 2 slaughterhouses on that side. I'm serious. Babs and Millses.
Slaughter Road. Oh dear.
Bloody corner.
And bloody corner. Yeah. Slaughter Road. That will really just about do it, I should think.
Sorry, Joe, you needn't put that
So sorry,
in.
just for clarity then, Cross Park, is that a word or is that
Just 2 words. Cross Park, yeah.
okay?
That was
We need to give you a bit more ammunition though, didn't we?
no.
Well, we say that Yeovil is confusing because Yeovil actually exists.
Well, yeah. I mean, we got a Yeovil. We don't need another one.
We don't need another one.
Yeah, but it is Yoli. I'm not certain about it. I don't know where they picked that name from.
I'll just say similarity to existing farm names.
Well, I would just point out that the river Yo is down the bottom of the hill. And that's why we think there would be a lot of confusion. Yeah, there's farms, there's houses. Everybody in the area knows where Yo Vale is.
And if that was part of that land, you know, with the Cross Park field, that's fine. Sounds a good idea to me.
And
We've
incorporate,
had this battle before, Joe.
and you'll have it again.
We'll have again.
Yeah, and boundary.
They'll come back and they'll
It bounced around about 4 or 5 times.
4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
We'll get there in the end.
Most of it.
So
So we ought to have another backup plan as well when this one comes back.
Okay.
We did Capering Park, we came to a conclusion.
I mean, I haven't got it was part of Rickard's. Rickard's was a small holding. I guess that's where Rickard's Road
Well,
comes from originally.
We got Rickard's
Yeah,
Row
we got-
and
Yeah, we've got
whatever.
Yeah, but at least that's close to it.
They get muddled up as tis.
I do. But we also,
Let's go for Cross Park.
Yeah, crossbar, Kathy.
but we also have to start perhaps thinking about in the other bit. When
Chapels.
Yeah, as well.
Well, that's Butt Park.
What was it?
1509, 1510.
What about Chapels?
Yeah, yeah,
Chapels, something would be all right.
that is higher Butt Park and Butt Park, which used to belong to Town Tenement. But you may chew that around for a day or two and
What's
see
it
what
called, Andrew? What did you say?
what's that.
Chapels there?
Higher Butt Park, B-U-T-T.
I think you're looking at a few down below, that's old.
No, well, Butt Park is the next one down. No, that's if you look on the tithe map, George.
I always knew it was Greenlands.
1509, 1510.
You always use what?
Greenlands.
Greenies.
Green's up the top.
Yeah.
1590, 1591 was Great Greenwich
Right.
Park.
Okay, I'll send back Cross Park. I would mention.
See what I got to
I
say.
don't think they're going to go for that anyway.
We'll wait to see what they're going to say. We've had this battle before.
We'll have it again.
We'll see there.
Okay,
Rachel.
let's see what happens with that. Accounts, receipts, payments for September, October.
Right, so we've got, well, on the screen, oops, right, so we've got a current account with £19,686.73.
Yeah,
Thornhill Headmore account, £8,106.30, and the savings account is £47,310.07. Fund balances, £55,996.80, Thornhill Head, £19,106.30, and then payments, mainly salaries.
yeah.
So I've got 3 salaries for
Wendy.
September, because we've got the overlap. We've had our monthly
British
electricity
Gas.
bill, British Gas.
Yeah.
The chapel electrical bill is for the
Oh,
defibrillator,
defib.
and then the sound for the defib at Thornhill Head.
Yeah.
I have actually
I
raised
got-
checks for October salaries as well, so I've got a soft copy with the additional figures on there. And there are some hefty expenses in October's salaries, so just forewarning you.
Okay.
Because obviously there's my one-off costs for things like laptop and
Yeah.
what have you, and Pat's bought fireworks.
Well, we'll hopefully get some money back from the
But
fireworks.
obviously that's
Yeah.
over and above normal salary rates.
Yeah, oh, that's okay.
And that's it.
We've got the audit report. Comment on the audit report, is there? AGAR. Down the bottom.
Did we send it out? Did we send the copy out to you? I can't remember now.
I can't remember that.
I may do on the reports that we sent out to us. Remember we moved 15,000 from my account?
Yeah.
I got it in the wrong column on the spreadsheet. Unfortunately, it got reported as income and expenditure, balancing each other up, and I didn't notice it. But of course the external auditor did. So he queried that, but once he got the explanation from me, he was quite happy. Other than that, they had no plans to make.
So he made you take it out of your bank account and put it back in. Oh dear. Yeah, these things happen. So that about does
Can
us.
you remind us of the dates for the,
Yeah, the inspection is on Saturday the 22nd at 10 o'clock.
yeah.
I,
Do we pay back, is there a deposit to pay back?
There is at the moment, yeah, there's a shed, or half shed deposit and a long deposit.
So,
I,
that'll be paid back when it's tilled,
Yes,
so it won't be paid back until it's tractor is tilled.
till somebody
yeah.
Sorry, Chair,
okays it.
the following meeting after the inspection?
Subcommittee meeting is on the 31st, Monday the 31st at 7.
Um,
What time?
7 o'clock,
Thank you.
and it's in the church storeroom.
I still have half of that black sheet outside my house because the people, I can't remember what number it was, wanted some black sheet and they only had half of it.
That might have been 7B, was it?
Can't remember. The people across the road from me in the house across, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they had half of that black sheet, so I've still got the other half.
Carol's Eaton Road. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
They may do.
Well, if,
The people who are at the top of the waiting list are Wendy and Darren Ainscott.
all right. Okay.
I should have mentioned earlier, I'm attending a meeting on Friday for the footbath thing.
Can I just make sure that somebody's proposed and seconded the payments?
Yeah, I'll propose on.
Yeah, moved.
Thank you.
Joe, David and myself, we did go to the Delk AGM, which was quite interesting. Joe managed to see one or two people. I was introduced to one or two people from Delk, so she knows who she's talking to when she's on the phone. Some of the meetings were quite interesting. Some were the normal round and round and round the roses go. But it wasn't too bad.
No, that's all right.
But that was about it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.